You said, when humans finally joined the war, they won in just 5 hours. The galaxy had been burning for centuries. The Krath Dominion, a sprawling empire of insectoid warriors, had crushed one civilization after another. Their hive-mind coordination, relentless aggression, and sheer numbers made them unstoppable. The galactic Concord, a fragile alliance of sentient species, had been fighting a losing battle for generations. Planets fell, fleets were shattered, and hope was a luxury few could afford. The Concord's council, a patchwork of diplomats from the reptilian Zorith, the crystalline Lamari and the gaseous Valens, had all but given up. But there was one species that had never joined the fight. Humans, tucked away in the backwater arm of the galaxy. Earth had been dismissed as insignificant. Humans were seen as primitive, squabbling among themselves on a single planet, barely capable of faster-than-light travel. The Concord had sent envoys decades ago, only to be met with skepticism and disunity. Earth's governments couldn't agree on anything, let alone interstellar alliances. The Krath, in their arrogance, hadn't even bothered to scout the system. Why waste resources on a species that posed no threat? That changed on the 437th cycle of the war, when the Krath breached the Concord's final defensive line at Tarsus Prime. The Council, desperate, sent one last plea to Earth. They didn't expect much. Maybe a few ships, some token support. What they got was beyond comprehension. The message arrived at the United Earth Command in Geneva at 3 o'clock Universal Time Coordinated. It was a simple transmission, stripped of diplomatic fluff. Tarsus Prime falls in 12 hours. Krath fleet numbers 10,000. All is lost without aid. Please help us. The Council's desperation was palpable. General Aisha Khan, commander of Earth's fledgling Stellar Defense Force, read the message and called an emergency session. For decades, humanity had been quietly preparing. The discovery of a derelict alien ship in the Kuiper Belt in 2047 had jump-started their technology. Reverse engineering its systems gave humans fusion drives, quantum shields, and weapons that could punch through neutronium. But Earth's leaders, wary of drawing attention, kept their advancements secret. They built ships in hidden shipyards on Titan and Ganymede, trained pilots in virtual sims, and stockpiled weapons that could level continents. Humanity wasn't ready to reveal itself. Until now. We can't sit this out any longer, Khan said to the assembled leaders. If the Krath win, they'll find us eventually. We hit them now on our terms. The vote was unanimous. At 4 o'clock Universal Time Coordinated, the order went out. Mobilize the fleet. The Krath Armada at Tarsus Prime was a nightmare made manifest. 10,000 ships, ranging from nimble drones to kilometer-long dreadnoughts, swarmed the system. Their carapaces glinted under the starlight, their plasma lances carving through Concord defenses like a scythe through wheat. The Concord's remaining fleet, 1,200 ships, fought valiantly but was outmatched. The Zortha's plasma shields flickered, the Lumari's crystalline resonators shattered, and the Valen's gas-based telepathy couldn't keep up with the Krath's hive mind. At 6 o'clock Universal Time Coordinated, a ripple appeared in the fabric of space. The Krath's sensors barely registered it before 500 human ships dropped out of hyperspace. They were unlike anything the galaxy had seen. Sleek, angular, and matte black, they absorbed light like voids. No ostentatious designs, no glowing panels, just pure utilitarian menace. The largest, the Odyssey, was a 2-kilometer-long behemoth, bristling with railguns and gravitic warheads. The Krath commander, a brood lord named Kizadar, chittered in amusement. Primitives, it broadcasted its hive, crushed them. The human fleet didn't wait for the Krath to act. At 6:05, the Odyssey fired its primary weapon, a gravitic pulse cannon. A wave of distorted space rippled outward, crumpling the hulls of a dozen Krath cruisers like tinfoil. The Concord sensor screamed as the pulse registered as a black hole's event horizon, localized and weaponized. The Krath, for the first time in centuries, hesitated. Captain Elena Ruiz, commanding the vanguard, led the first wave. Her ship was a frigate, small but equipped with a prototype quantum disruptor array. As Krath drones swarmed, she gave the order, "Fire at will." Beams of coherent energy lanced out, each shot collapsing the molecular bonds of Krath armor. Drones disintegrated mid-flight, their fragments scattering like ash. The vanguard danced through the debris, its AI-assisted navigation dodging plasma barges with inhuman precision. On the Odyssey, General Khan monitored the battle from the command deck. "Deploy the drones," she ordered. Thousands of autonomous fighters, each the size of a car, poured from the human ships. Unlike the Krath's organic drones, these were mechanical, networked by a quantum AI that rivaled the hive mind speed. They didn't just fight, they adapted. When a Krath dreadnought unleashed a wide-spectrum EMP, the drones rerouted their systems in microseconds unaffected. By 7 o'clock, the Krath had lost 2,000 ships. Kazithar's amusement turned to rage. It redirected its fleet, ordering a full assault on the human flagship. But the Odyssey's shields were unlike anything the Krath had encountered. Quantum field absorbed and redirected energy, turning plasma lances into harmless light shows. When the Krath tried kinetic weapons, the shields hardened, dispersing the impacts like water off stone. The Concord survivors watched in awe. The Zora commander, Silac, hissed through its comms, "What are these creatures?" The Lamari delegate, a crystalline entity named Quivar, pulsed with excitement. "Their technology defies our understanding." The Valens, usually silent, sent a telepathic wave of gratitude. At 8 o'clock, the humans unveiled their second surprise, the Ares Protocol. Hidden in the asteroid belt of Tarsus Prime, automated weapons platforms activated. These were not ships but fortresses, each armed with antimatter torpedoes. The platforms targeted Krath command ships, obliterating them in flashes that outshone the system star. Kazithar's dreadnought took a direct hit, its carapace vaporizing in a nanosecond. The hive mind faltered, its coordination fracturing without its broodlord. The Krath fought on, driven by instinct, but their unity was gone. Human drones exploited the chaos, targeting weak points with surgical precision. The vanguard led a strike team to the heart of the Krath formation, its disruptors carving a path to the Armada's core. By 9 o'clock, the Krath fleet was down to 4,000 ships, and panic rippled through their ranks. On Earth, news of the battle spread like wildfire. Civilians, unaware of the secret fleet, watched live feeds from hacked Concord satellites. Social media exploded with pride and fear. "We're out there fighting aliens?" One post read, garnering billions of likes. In Geneva, Khan's team relayed updates to world leaders, who were already planning how to leverage humanity's sudden prominence. At 10 o'clock, the humans played their final card. The Odyssey launched a device called the Singularity Bomb. It wasn't a weapon of destruction, but of disruption. The bomb detonated in the center of the Krath fleet, creating a temporary micro-singularity. Ships were pulled inward, their systems fried by gravitational shear. The remaining Krath vessels, disoriented and leaderless, began to retreat. By 11 o'clock, it was over. The Krath Armada, once 10,000 strong, was reduced to scattered remnants fleeing into hyperspace. Tarsus Prime was saved. The Concord survivors, barely 300 ships, limped toward a human fleet, broadcasting gratitude and disbelief. General Khan addressed the Concord Council via hologram at 11:30. "We're not here to conquer," she said, "but we're not here to hide anymore either. Humanity stand with you, if you'll have us." The Council, battered but alive, welcomed Earth into the Concord with unanimous consent. The Zorith offered their shipyards, the Lamari their crystal tech, and the Valens their telepathic archives. Humanity, in turn, shared their quantum shields and AI systems, sparking a technological renaissance. The Krath never recovered. Without their hive lord, their empire fragmented. Smaller fleets harassed the Concord for years, but none dared approach Earth. The galaxy learned a lesson. Underestimate humans at your peril. Back on Earth, the victory reshaped society. Nations united under a new global charter, driven by the realization that survival meant cooperation. The Stellar Defense Force became a symbol of human potential, its ships patrolling the stars. In 5 hours, humanity had not just won a battle. They had rewritten the galaxy's future.